What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Hit the join button and become a member. Why? Well, members get exclusive content. Hit the bell icon on my channel so that you receive a notification every time that I drop a video, and you can go and check the video out. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Let me take this time to thank everyone for your support, for supporting me, supporting the Go Up movement, supporting the channel. Special thanks to all of my members. You are the lifeblood of the channel, but I appreciate everyone that tunes in, that leaves a comment, that gives me a like, that views the content. Obviously, I can't do it without you all. But again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Share the video and like the video and leave a comment. I appreciate it. And this story takes us to YTS. Youth. I couldn't even think of the name of it the other day when I was talking about it. I said youth training, but it's youth training school. And I was there from September of 1992 to January 1994 after leaving Paso Robles. I left Paso in September 1992 and was transferred to YTS, all CYA, California Youth Authority. And there in YTS, I was on the unit called K&L. Here on K&L, there were a few hitters. B-Dog from BSV, Lunatic from Peblos, and the list goes on and on. Treetop from 107 Hoover, Buzz from Grape Street, Bulldog from Harbor City. It was a few hitters in there. Tato from Grape, etc. There were a few gangsters inside of the building as well. And there was a dude there by the name, I've been trying to think of his name. I believe his name was Mac, some sort of Mac, T-Mac, G-Mac, C-Mac, K-Mac, whatever. Mac. He was about 6'2", light brown skin, and sized up. He was a big guy. He was cut up and worked out all of the time. He used to wear glasses. And a lot of us there in the unit, we all liked Mac. Mac was from Stockton, California. Mac did not gang bang, but he was familiar with the gang lifestyle, or at least so I thought. And Mac, though I cannot recall his name clearly, even though, again, I believe it was Mac, the names that I am sure of is Face from Fortray Gangster. We were all young. I was 19 years old when I got out of YTS. So I was 18. I was 1 month away from being 20 years old when I got out of YTS. So I was there when I was 18. And a lot of these guys were 18, 19, and 20 years old, including Face from Fortray Gangster, the homie Tut from Fortray Gangster, who I was also somewhere else with, may have been Paso or something. We ran into each other again at YTS. And then I ran into Tut on the street. I also ran into Face in the Los Angeles County Jail more recently. And then the young homie G-Sean from Fortray Gangster. Now, I also ran into G-Sean later on in the Los Angeles County Jail in like 1998. But I haven't seen G-Sean since, so I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know how his life turned out. But shout out to him, and I hope he's okay. He's a good dude. G-Sean, like I explained about the young homie, or not necessarily young, but the homie CC, rest in peace, from Schoolyard Crip. G-Sean carried himself in that same sort of way, even at the tender age of 18 and 19 years old. He was a throwback to yesteryear. G-Sean is one of the guys that could have made it in any era in the penitentiary, or CYA. G-Sean was perhaps about 5'11", 5'10", dark skin, and he used to wear his hair with waves, short with waves. And G-Shine was a big dude. He was swole, known for big arms. Wasn't necessarily cut up, but he was big and stocky and had big arms. And he used to always wear his jeans creased up, throwing his boots. Most people in there throwing on their Nikes or their Jordans. G-Shine got his boots on, polished at the tip, got his jean jacket on or what have you, or his blue shirt, always creased up, quiet, but real strong, intelligent as well. But he used to mind his business. But he was really a gangster, had gangster written all over his face, and he carried himself as such. Even at that young age, he was accustomed to the rules and protocols. He was familiar with them and really adhered to them even at the age of 18 and 19 years old. A lot of credit to G-Shine by the way that he carried himself at that tender age. And G-Shine and Mac, they were real cool with one another. Mac, again, was cool with everyone in the unit. Mac used to play basketball. He had juice with the police. He used to make a little money around there. And he used to hang out with the gangsters for the most part. The Fortray gangsters and whoever the Fortray gangsters hung out with there in CYA. There wasn't a such thing as Suwoo moving and grooving at that time or even moving or any of that. Everyone was pretty much fractured, but the gangsters were still pretty much together even there in CYA. And Mac used to hang out with them as if you would have thought he was a gangster. I suppose he had family members from over there. I think they knew Mac from the street, G-Shine and them, because they were real tight. And everything was cool. G-Shine was never one to get into any scuffles or any trouble. I've never seen him get into it with anyone. Certainly not out of fear, because again, he was a strong dude. You can just tell. But he just minded his business and wasn't looking for any problems with anyone. Now, Face, on the other hand, young Face from Fortray, he was really the one that was, putting in some work for the gangster car. He was the one keeping it alive. But G-Shine was too, just by his demeanor. I don't recall exactly how and why Face and this dude Mac got into it, but they did. I believe it was on the basketball court out there on the yard in the back of the building that they had words, but I cannot be sure about that, even though I've tried to recall. Whatever the case, they did have words and they got into it. Now, G-Shine and Mac, they're real cool, as I said before, with one another. They are tight. But when Face got into it with Mac, G-Shine, he took exception to that. And he told Mac, you can't squabble the homie. You can't get into it with him without everyone else getting involved, bro. So just let it go. Is basically what he tried to tell him. But Mac, he didn't understand that. I thought that he understood gang politics. But he was under the impression that if he got into it with Face, and he's much bigger than Face, and squabbled him down and beat him up or whatever, that it would be okay, that they're just going to let that go because he's one of them. He didn't understand the crux of the politics, which is that your homeboy from your hood always has to get involved. He always has to jump in on your behalf, no matter what. And Mac should have understood this, that no matter how tight you believe you are with G-Shine, and y'all are tight, and he's a stand-up dude, so he's not going to turn his back on you. That's why he's telling you what he's telling you. That's why he's giving you this warning, telling you, bro, just let it go. Because in other words, I don't want to have to take it there with you. We all boys. But you're not from the hood. You hanging out with us. But if it comes down to you or the young homie from the hood, I have to have his back. Of course, I got to go back to my hood. I can't go back talking about I rolled it out with a dude from Stockton over the homie. However, G. Sean tried to break it down and explain this. That's my explanation. However, he tried to explain it. He did try to convey to him to let it go. That much I know. But Mac, he's not a coward. And he took umbrage to whatever the conflict was with him and Face. He was not happy about it. And so he was not ready to let it go. And they continued chirping at one another to the point that Face is a little dude, but he's a rider. He's older now. But Tut is a tall dude, skinny, but wiry and strong. And Tut was also a rider. I don't know which Tut it was. We were all young at that time. So it might have been baby. So Tut eventually, however they came to this conclusion, decided that he would take the fade for Face. You ain't finna fight Face. You're not finna fight the little homie. You too big for him, bro. I'll squabble you, even though the dude Mac was bigger than Tut as well. They went to the little room that I described before where people go into in YTS at that time to squabble up. It's like the laundry room or where they keep the mop buckets at or whatever. That's where the lady was unalived at by the dude in that same type of room. And they went in there and they squabbled up. Tut squabbled Mac down. It was about an even fight. And so when Tut came out, Tut had a little scratch on his eye. It was bleeding just a little bit. It wasn't black, it wasn't closed, it wasn't nothing major at all. You could just tell he had been in a little fight. But G. Sean, he didn't like that. And even though this is his boy, Mac this is his young homie Tut from his hood. And again, I believe that Mac made a miscalculation, not understanding gang politics, thinking that he understood them because he was hanging out with these dudes, and believing that because he's hanging out with them, that he can do some of the same things that they do. That he can get into it with one of them. It's going to be two homies squabbling up with one another and no one else is going to jump in. No, that would happen if it's two trade gangsters going at it with one another. If Tut and Face had squabbled up, G. Shine is not going to jump in, I'm assuming. But bro, you are a non-affiliate. You don't bang. You're hanging out, true enough. They're just letting you hang out. But you don't bang. You're not a gangster. You can't put your hands on one of them and think that that's just going to be it. And so when Tut came out and he had a little ooh-wee on his eye, G. Sean saw him. We sitting right there in the day room. We all know they're in there squabbling up. We can hear it the whole nine. When he come out and we see what's going on, G. Sean said, no, hell, dude's still in the laundry room. He ain't came out yet. Mac, like Tut came out first, like, you know, to divert the police. They both don't come out at the same time. They looking around, oh, come on. And one come out, then the next one gonna come out. But when Tut come out first, and G. Shine see what's going on with his eye, G. Shine immediately get up, like, oh, hell no, I'm gangster, and run in the room, run in the laundry room. Before Mac could even come out. He thinking he's good, he in the clear. He didn't squabbled up, and that's the end of it. He don't know, here comes the Mac truck that is indeed G. Shine. And he came through there like a bull, ran inside of the laundry room, and we all looking, and he rushed him. He rushed Mac, and he started pummeling him. First, they were squabbling up, and it was a good fight. Again, Mac is not a coward. They were squabbling. Mac was like, all right then, fuck it, you know. What can I do? You ran in here on me. And they were squabbling, but then G. Shine caught him with a good one. And he went belly up, did Mac. Belly up on his pockets. Belly was facing up, and his back was on the ground. And then G. Shine got on top of him and began to pummel upon his face area. And we're all thinking, oh man, somebody stop him before he goes too far. This is his boy. But G-Shine has lost it. He's blacked out some. Because first, you done got into it with the young homie Face. Now you done squabbled up Tut. And then, got him with a little scratch on his eye. Who you think you are, bro? You're not an affiliate. I'm telling you, it's not going to work out for you. And he got him on the ground. And a couple people had to run in there and get G-Shine up off of the dude. And when Mac came out of the laundry room finally, after getting himself together, getting his wits back, because he had lost it. He was out of it. G-Shine is a big dude, so is Mac, but he was throwing some Hail Marys / haymakers, was G-Shine. And it was an ugly sight. And when Mac finally got his bearings and came out, he had tears in his eyes. He was crying, bro. He was in the day room crying. He was crying actual tears. Not because he had cowered, not because he was scared. He just squabbled up. Tut and G-Shine, he wasn't scared, but he was hurt. His heart was hurting. He wasn't even hurt at first when he squabbled up with Tut, even though he thought the fight was going to be with Face. But when G-Shine ran in there on him, he was hurt because he thought this was his brother, his boy, his dog. But he was. That's why G-Shine didn't pack him out. He could have ran in there and packed him out with Tut. At first, that's what I thought he was about to do, because he's looking around. He can't really sit still while him and Tut is in there squabbling. But he stayed put because Mac is his guy as well. He gonna go ahead and let them iron that out. Mano y mano. But again, when Tut comes out and he seems injured, it was too much for him. And he ran in there. And dude is upset. Mac is upset. He has tears coming down, streaming down his face. And he's shaking his head. He's like, come on, man, why you do that? G-Shine is back. He's sitting in the day room now, like watching TV like nothing ever happened. I'm sitting right there in the front, basically next to G-Shine. And dude come up like, come on, man, why'd you do that, man? You supposed to be my brother. G-Shine like, man, get up out of here, man, on gangsters. You know what I'm saying? I told you, bro, you can't be tripping with the homies, bro. You are my bro, but you can't be tripping with my bro. You can't be, bro, this gangster. You can't be doing that. That's it. And dude was crying, bro. G-Shine stalled him out, left him alone. And the gangsters left him alone after that, as far as he didn't have to have any more fights, no more squabbles. He had those two right there, and that was it, because this was their boy. He was cool with all of us. He was an intelligent dude, like proud to be black, that whole thing. He just didn't gang bang, which is fine. That's the way I prefer it, especially these days, because gang banging, well, it's, how do I say it? Stupid. Dumb as fuck. So the fact that you don't bang is all right with me. I don't look at you any less than. You don't have to be a man to gang bang. So he did not bang, and that was fine. But if you don't bang and you're going to hang out with gang bangers, you still must understand gang politics. And to think that you're going to be able to put your hands on a gang member and his homies are there and you're not from that gang, that's asinine. That's not going to happen. You don't understand gang politics. But that's what happened there in YTS. The Fortray gangsters, shout out to them. They was all strong, bro. Tut, G-Shine, solid motherfucker, G-Shine. Tut is too, and so is Face, bro. They was all strong. It was another one in there too. I think he was from Pomona though. That Face used to hang out with all day. There was some strong dudes. And they took care of business in that situation because dude had got out of line with Face, however that had come about. And it snowballed from there, not understanding the politics. But again, after that, he was able to stay on the unit and program with everyone, and everybody swept under the rug. We just went on and programmed per normal. You know, he didn't have to roll it up or go PC. He didn't get packed out. He was still one of the fellas. It was just a hard lesson for him that you can't do that with a gangbanger while his homies are around and think that they're gonna give you a pass like that just because you hang out with them and chill with them. You're not from that gang. I don't give a fuck if you hang out with them or not. You're not from that gang. They'll politic on you, bro. I know this. I don't give a fuck what gang it is. I know this. But I understand gang culture. He didn't know this and didn't understand gang culture, but it's a hard lesson learned. He found out and we moved on. But that's what happened there in YTS. I'll be back. Shout out to G-Shine, Tut. Shout out to Mac as well. Shout out to Face from Fortray Gangster. And in the meantime, stay free, people.